Good evening, I'm Ingrid Hipkiss. Up soon on Newshub Late. A damning report is released about Kiwi kids' literacy. We find out what teachers think is going wrong. Investigations are underway following a fatal boating tragedy in the far north. We've got a live update. And the Department of Internal Affairs has found a litany of failures by the country's biggest casino, Auckland's Sky City. We're on at 10:05. Coming up on Newshub Late, a damning report into Kiwi kids' literacy. What do teachers have to say? The latest on a fatal boating tragedy up north, and the weather warnings are over, but there's another warning for Aucklanders. That's next.
We're proud to be bringing you Newshub Late and have been awarded Morningstar Fund Manager of the Year for 2021. Milford invested in you.
Tonight on Newshub Late, a damning report reveals the state of literacy among Kiwi kids. We ask teachers what they think is going wrong. An investigation is launched into a fatal boat tragedy in the far north. We've got a live report. The weather warnings are over. Now there's a warning of a different kind for Aucklanders. We've got all the details. Also tonight, a Newshub exclusive. The country's biggest casino is in the spotlight after an audit unveils a litany of failures. And if you're here to catch up on what you've missed today, we've got you covered with our 90-second Need to Know. Tonight's big story. A new study into the literacy skills of New Zealand children makes for grim reading. Among the findings, 1 in 3 15-year-olds struggles to read and write. And that's just the start. Now, I don't know my ABC, the report minds of our children. Well, for more on this, I'm joined live now by PPTA President Melanie Webber. Melanie, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Are these findings reflecting what you are seeing in the classroom?
They're not a surprise. We've been aware of this data for some time. The statistic that you quoted actually comes from a 2020 UNICEF report. So that kids are struggling with their literacy isn't news.
Are they getting enough training?
I think there possibly are some concerns in initial teacher education, particularly when you start looking in primary where you have one year teacher training courses and you're teaching across 8 years of the curriculum. I just don't see how that is possible.
Okay, thanks so much for your thoughts tonight.
You're welcome.
Well, we have some breaking news tonight. In a China Eastern Airlines plane carrying 132 people has crashed in southern China. State media report the Boeing 737 with 123 passengers and 9 crew was travelling from Guangzhou to Kunming. The flight disappeared from radar and smoke can be seen coming from the area where the aircraft was last located. We'll have more on this at newshub.co.nz. Well, a search for a person still missing after a boating tragedy off North Cape has been suspended for the night. At least 4 people. The search will resume first thing tomorrow and police divers have also been called in to help. All right, let's get some more on this now and go live to Newshub reporter Edward O'Driscoll in Kaitaia. Ed, what more do we know tonight?
As you mentioned, Ingrid, the search will ramp up again tomorrow to find that final person who is yet to come home. The conditions are expected to be really favourable out on the water tomorrow, and we also know that transport accident investigators will also arrive here to begin their probe. Now, Newshub has learnt the identities of 3 mates from Waikato who were tragically killed in this incident. The first is a man from Cambridge. His name is Mike.
Will be at a pool.
Yeah, I'll give it a miss. Thanks, Lauren. Right, well, let's head upstairs to the newsroom now where AM producer Daz Martin is chipping away at tomorrow's show. Daz, what's lined up there for tomorrow?
Yeah, we've got a great lineup tomorrow morning. At 6:50, we've got an incredible 12-year-old who did 5 years of high school in just 10 months and is now enrolled in university. Just after 7, we're catching up with the new Aged Care Commissioner, and she's going to be telling us about what she's got in line for the sector. And then after 8, we've got a very cute dog that needs a new home and we would love your help. So set your alarms and join us in the AM.
Love a cute dog. Thanks very much. Well, scientists are warning of an increased risk of eruption at Mount Ruapehu after a rise in the temperature of the crater lake. That's next on Newshub Late. Is Sky City a responsible host? We get reaction after an audit reveals a litany of failures. Welcome back to Newshub Late. It's currently 21 degrees in Auckland. Of course, earlier today, the city was hit by massive thunderstorms. In typical Auckland fashion, it didn't take long for conditions to change. More on the weather outlook shortly. Well, if you're just catching up on the day's events, here's what you need to know tonight. The likelihood of an eruption at Mount Ruapehu has increased, with the crater lake heating up and strong volcanic tremors. Water hadn't been fluoridated for nearly a year. Well, turning now to the world tonight, it's just gone 11:20 a.m. in Mariupol, where Russia is reported to have bombed a school sheltering hundreds of people. Women, children and the elderly were reported to be among the dead and injured. It comes as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed Israel's parliament, asking for military aid.
It's their own gambling, is to seek help. And they can find support services that are free and confidential. There's lots of them around the country, and we urge people to do that before things get too bad. Yeah,
and hopefully the authorities can do their bit as well, would be nice. Andre Freud, thanks so much for your time tonight.
You're welcome, thank you.
Well, the White Ferns are coming under fire from some of their former players. We've got the details with our reporter Alex Chapman next.
Make the switch to a new Swift Hybrid and Newshub Sport.
Well, you're back with Newshub Late. Sports reporter Alex Chapman joins me now. I was very excited to watch some cricket yesterday.
You watched some cricket?
I watched some cricket. I watched some women's cricket, and I'll be honest, it was hard to watch. Then it was great to watch, but mostly it was hard to watch.
How frustrating was it for you as a casual viewer?
Oh no, well, it kept me on the edge of my seat, and I watched my first game of women's cricket, so that is a win. But yeah, the result didn't go our way, but it almost did, and it was.
And that's the thing. That's the thing about this White Ferns team. It's the way they're playing at the moment that I think is frustrating people, particularly with the bat, and the numbers show it as well. Just fine.
Okay, Alex, thanks so much. All right, let's take a look at the top 3 stories everyone's reading on newshub.co.nz right now. First up, people are checking the latest on Mount Ruapehu after the alert level increased to 2 because of rising temperatures. Also, weather and pictures, what pictures they were. The most dramatic images from today's severe weather in Northland and Auckland. And New Zealand's $5 million donation towards the war efforts in Ukraine. We've got those stories and, of course, so much more at newshub.co.nz. Well, time now for a look at your weather.
The weather, bad for cats, great for making power. At Meridian, we only generate power from wind, water and sun.
Through a fractal on a breaking wall, I see you, my friend, and touch your face again. Miracles will happen as we dream. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we are a little crazy. Yellow people walking through my head. One of them's got a gun to shoot the other one.
Right, time for a nightcap, and we're all familiar with the story of what happens when a wolf turns up at a little pig's house. But what happens if it's a bear? Well, the residents of a pig pen in Connecticut proved that massive bears are no match for little piggies, known as Hammy and Mary. The 2 swine fought back against this bear, which had clambered into their pen before eventually jumping back out again. Might have had better luck with Goldilocks. Goldilocks. So many metaphors going on there. That is our show for today. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you like our new look. Our next news is at 5:30 in the morning with AM Early. We are back at 9:50 tomorrow. I'm Ingrid Hipkiss for Maria.
We are a little